I'm Bookface. Now, I'm not personally the biggest anime guy. I watch some, but it's mostly just the mainstream, typical stuff. And one of my favorites is Demon Slayer, or Kimetsu no Yaiba. I feel like me trying to pronounce Japanese is an atrocity. The designs for the demons and the animations of the fights are just so awesome. I'm not saying anything new here, but I had to say it. And a great example of both of those things is Gyutaro, who is by far one of my favorites. He's got a cool design, interesting concept. He's part of one of the coolest fights in the show. It is going to be hard for them to top this at any point. It's kind of cute too. On another somewhat related topic, I'm also a big fan of this YouTuber known as Gaijin Goomba. And fun fact, his videos are kind of what inspired me to do these sort of media analysis type videos. That being said, after watching his video talking about what Gyutaro might be from folklore, no, I disagree. So now I'd like to throw in my guess as to what kind of yokai Gyutaro was based on, or at least one of. I very much want to clarify this is not a call-out video. So with that out of the way, let's jump right in. So first let's get the full picture of Gyutaro. Man, what a picture it is. Don't look at me like that. He appears skeletally thin with gray skin, green hair, and wild eyes. His powers relate directly to his blood and blades, with his main weapons being two sickles covered in poison. Also, even though the demons in this show are all fast and strong, Gyutaro is noted for being remarkably fast, and is actually repeatedly compared to a mantis by the characters. That'll be relevant later. He's found in the Entertainment District arc, and while he's fairly moderately tempered, he shows a great disliking for those in a better social standing than him, either based on their appearance or their status. I don't think they go into finances. He's real jealous. One could say he's green with envy. So, only a few minutes after he actually showed up in the show, I made my first guess, and from there I just kept getting more confirmation. It turns out I have a pretty good track record of guessing yokai. Maybe, or I'm completely off. So, my best guess for what Gyutaro is that he's actually a kamikiri. So, the first similarity comes from his design. Now, I know that's a bit of an unfair comparison since I based my design on Gyutaro, but I got this one, yokai.com, Matthew Meyer, please don't sue me. The kamikiri here is depicted with grayish wrinkled skin, super thin body, and huge bulging eyes, which are all very spot on to Gyutaro. Additionally, rather than hands, kamikiri instead have these sharp blade-like scissors, which they use to cut people's hair off randomly. More on that weird detail later, but for now just note blades. Just note the Edward Scissorhands and we'll move on. Another notable connection, which is the biggest one in my mind, comes from the comparison to a mantis, which, interestingly enough, in Japanese is called a kamakiri. So, you know, one letter difference, or one letter difference in the English version of the Japanese word. I don't know how that relates to the kanji. Here are the kanji. I don't know how to read them. I don't speak Japanese. Like I said, me trying to speak Japanese is an atrocity. Now, this similarity in the words frequently links the kamikiri with mantises, with kamikiri sometimes being referred to as kamikiri mushi, which means hair-cutting bug. And this further connection also explains a lot of stuff with Gyutaro, such as, you know, also hinting to the bulbous eyes, the hints of green, as well as the speed, the blades, and even the very thin frame, since, you know, mantises need to bulk up. Except why bulk up when you got knives for hands? Imagine go to the gym, someone tries to bench press, they got freaking machetes coming out of their forearms. Just like,
dude, can you help me?
No, I cannot. The most fascinating connection to me, however, comes from the actions and habits of the kamikiri. First off, they're known to hide in urban areas.
You like jazz?
Which definitely aligns with Gyutaro being found in the Entertainment District. And also, the reclusive hiding nature also explains why Gyutaro is just sort of hiding behind his sister. I say behind because in sounds weird, even though he just sort of emerges from her spine. That's kind of weird. I feel like they should have explained that. Additionally, on this same note, the kamikiri is a very obscure yokai, only being mentioned once or twice in Japanese manuscripts, which also works because Gyutaro is, again, hiding. He just kind of shows up out of nowhere. Now, the final connection is a bit more abstract, but very fascinating, and honestly, I think the most convincing. Earlier we mentioned the kamikiri is known for cutting off random people's hair, making these things my ultimate nemesis.
I will destroy you.
While this initially may seem just a sack of squonk sweat thing to do, it actually had a lot of significance in older times in Japan. You see, in the past in Japan, long hair was actually seen as a symbol of status, and so cutting this hair would be a pretty malicious act to someone of high status, as it would be stripping them of that status symbol. So while Gyutaro doesn't go after people's hair, his general attitude towards those better off than him could be a reflection of the kamikiri randomly stripping people of their status. It's just, instead of hair, it's money or beauty or their life. A bit extreme, but, you know. I can fix him. So there's my argument for what folkloric inspiration Gyutaro might have. If you aren't satisfied with my conclusion, leave any of your guesses in the comments, and maybe check out Gaijin Goomba's video. He also makes a pretty good theory about Daki in the same video. That one I do agree with. Also, just watch the video anyways. It's a cool video. If you want more information on the Kamikiri and other yokai, check out my website where I put up all my research and a number of drawings. I do not deserve to be paid for this, but if you for some reason disagree, I have a Patreon. If you like this video, please leave a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!